By the end of this video, you'll see why the internet's very first message was actually a colossal, system-crashing accident.
And I'm John Dedot. Julie, most people think the internet started as a top-secret military shield against nuclear bombs.
Is that a myth? I thought that was literally the whole point of ARPANET.
Totally a myth. It actually began because a psychologist had a wild, sci-fi dream about human brains connecting with machines.
Wait, a psychologist? So he wanted to connect to... what, aliens?
Not aliens, Julie. His name was J.C.R. Licklider. In 1960, he wrote about a galactic network where humans and computers would think together.
Okay, that sounds like a comic book. But how do you actually connect computers that are thousands of miles apart without them catching fire?
Well, you don't send one giant stream of data. You rip it into tiny pieces. But that idea met some massive resistance.
No way. That makes zero sense. If you rip a letter into pieces and mail them separately, half of them will get lost.
It sounds crazy, but think of it like this. Instead of sending a whole book through one mail carrier, you mail every single page in its own envelope. If one envelope gets lost, you just resend that one page.
Okay, I guess that's smart. That way the whole system doesn't get clogged up by one giant cat photo.
Exactly. It's called packet switching. But when they finally tried to send the very first packet, things did not go smoothly.
Wait, so the first internet message was literally just low? Like, lo and behold?
Actually, yes. They were at UCLA trying to type log into a computer at Stanford. They typed LL. It worked. They typed O.
And then the computer exploded?
It worked. Basically, the system crashed on the letter G, so the very first internet transmission in history was just low.
You're making that up. The engineers must have been so embarrassed.
I wish I was, but they fixed it quickly. Now, Julie, guess what the very first item ever bought and sold on this new network was?
Oh, it had to be something nerdy. Like a floppy disk? Or maybe a textbook?
It was actually a tiny bag of marijuana. Stanford students used the network to coordinate a deal with students at MIT in 1972.
Wait, the precursor to Amazon was a college dorm deal? That is incredible. But wait, how did they avoid misunderstanding each other without emojis?
They didn't. By the early 80s, people were constantly getting into flame wars because sarcasm didn't translate well in plain text.
So we basically invented emojis because computer scientists couldn't take a joke?
Exactly. In 1982, Scott Fahlman suggested using a colon, a hyphen, and a parenthesis to mark jokes. And the emoticon was born.
But wait, John, that was still just text on black screens. When did we get the actual web with links and pages?
That was 1989. A British scientist named Tim Berners-Lee was frustrated because CERN's computers couldn't share information easily. He invented HTML to link them.
He made it free? He could have been richer than everyone on Earth combined.
He chose open access over billions. If he had patented it, we might still be paying a fee just to open a web browser today.
Remember when we talked about that psychologist's dream of a galactic network? Well, now you know every time you send a message, you're living in his sci-fi fantasy.
So every time you click a link, you are interacting with a global brain that started with a single broken word, low-away.
What ordinary thing should we investigate next? The zipper, the doorbell, or shoelaces? Tell us in the comments. And if you want to find out why the zipper was almost a failed military weapon, hit subscribe.
Stay curious.